Hi, welcome to Last on the Scene. I'm Mark Womp, and he don't got no good juice.
I don't got no good juice.
He don't got no good juice.
I don't got no good juice.
Welcome to Last on the Scene. I'm Mark Womp.
And I'm Dimitri Cole. We got a great show today, don't we?
Oh yeah, we're starting it out with Steven, the man, on Real Reviews.
Yeah, and then we've got one that's called Womp's Words, you know. You're going to be up there.
I'm going to be saying some words.
And words about Womp.
And then Joe Brown's doing some judging.
Judging. Is that the guy with the robes and everything, or is that?
Yeah,
it's the guy with the
Joe
robes.
Brown.
Okay.
You know, Judge Joe Brown.
Okay, fantastic. And then we have the arena.
The pit fights.
No, the arena. The arena.
We'll see.
Debatable.
Okay,
fantastic. Well, we're going to take it over to Steven on Real Reviews, right?
Real Reviews.
Welcome to Real Reviews. I'm Steve. Aliens, the film that took the Aliens universe to new heights. It was released in 1986 and has since profoundly influenced the sci-fi action genre for the past 2.5 decades. Unfortunately, for such a storied franchise, Aliens has failed to inspire a truly great sequel that could capture the essence of the film and expand on it without getting too ridiculous. Now, I'm an Aliens fan myself, and I have to say, you can only rewatch the film so many times before you want a new experience. Well, that new experience just might be here. Aliens, Colonial Marines, a new video game developed by Gearbox Software and published by Sega. Now, rumors of cancellation and fan hype built up in the 5-year development process for Colonial Marines, but it was finally released last month. Colonial Marines was given the Aliens license from Fox, so the expectations for this game were pretty high, and many fans were foretelling the sequel we had all been waiting for. Well, my friends, I'm sorry to say that this game falls short on fan expectations and gaming standards in general. There is plenty wrong with this game, but most of it lies within the campaign mode. Now, overall, Colonial Marines fails to capture the terror and hopeless nature the xenomorphs inspire in us, but instead replaces it with the macho Marine mindset. Now, the game is set in the proper canon of the Aliens universe, from the Sulaco to LV-426 and Hadley's Hope, and there are numerous nostalgic throwbacks to the movies we love. But like I said, we want a coherent expansion on that setting, and that's just something that Aliens Colonial Marines does not do. The story is ridiculous, plot holes are brazenly grazed over, and lame characters fail to generate any emotion. And halfway through my 6-hour playthrough of the campaign, I got to a point where all I wanted to do was skip to the end so I wouldn't have to play anymore. The most notable gameplay flaw in Colonial Marines is the god-awful AI, both friendly and enemy. The Xenos in Colonial Marines seem to come at you on predetermined tracks, and they move so unnaturally, which just makes it hard to feel like you're playing an Aliens game. Now, these aliens, they aren't the ones that I remember. They aren't the ones I fear and respect as an enemy. And it is just laughable when your NPC squad mate takes cover behind non-existent cover. The graphics are alright, but below what I would expect for 2013 and the Unreal 3 engine. Stiff, unemotional characters make cutscenes a drag, and there are some frame rate issues with the console versions. The original score is reminiscent of Aliens, and the sound effects of the pulse rifles in the motion tracker are spot on, but the decent sound can't save this game with so much else holding it back. The multiplayer is the only saving grace of this game. Teams of Marines are pitted against a team of Xenos in various game modes. There are interesting modes, like Escape, where the Marines must reach a finish line while the Xeno team tries to kill them before they can get out. It really reminded me of some of the Left 4 Dead multiplayer game modes. And playing as a Xeno can be troublesome and frustrating with jittery animations, and you get stuck on pretty much anything, which makes moving around difficult. There is an interesting XP system that accumulates over campaign and multiplayer. However, you earn XP for Marines and Xenos by separately playing as either faction. Now, you can spend your XP on different weapon and character upgrades, and some of the upgrades are cool, but it's nothing we haven't seen in this day and age. The entire game is mapped out for co-op parties, which is good because you can carry a team into any mode and have a good time. Now, all in all, the bad AI and story hold the game back, and the interesting but limited multiplayer can't save the experience. It is a real disappointment for Aliens fans because the game fails to capture the feeling of the films. Now, with a combination of a long development process and high fan expectations, Randy Pitchford and the Gearbox game give this beloved franchise the Duke Nukem Forever treatment. Will there ever be a truly enjoyable Alien sequel? Or is it game over, man, for this archaic title? Either way, Colonial Marines is not the answer. Let's take it over to Mark for another edition of Womp's Words.
It's been a long time, my old friend.
Dig up the bones, but leave the soul alone.
Death is coming for everyone and everything. A darkness that will swallow the dawn. Show them how it feels to lose what they love.
I'm going to light the biggest fire the North has ever seen.
Everyone is mine to torment.
There's a beast in every man, and it stirs when you put a sword in his hand. The revenge you want will be yours in time.
Welcome to Womp's Words. Today we got John on the show, and that was the Season 3 trailer for Game of Thrones. On today's show, we're going to talk about the new season of Game of Thrones, and we're also going to be speaking about the PlayStation 4 and the new game by Bungie, Destiny. So John, starting out with Game of Thrones here.
Dude, Game of Thrones trailer looks sick. So many different characters, so many different possibilities that could happen.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people dying.
Everybody's going to die, basically.
I think so.
I anticipate the whole cast dying by the end of the season.
I mean,
what did you think in Season 2? Throwing back to Season 2.
Throw back to Season 2.
What did you think about like the crazy giant green explosion?
Dude, Tyrion.
He's
Smart
the
guy.
man.
Smart little guy.
He's a genius.
Killed a lot of guys. And then he got his face all sliced up too. So I mean
it happens.
Yeah, it's gonna
karma.
happen. Dragons.
Dude. They look so
Did you
sick in the
realize
trailer.
that both in Season 1 and ending of Season 2, she burned somebody alive?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
whatever. She's just setting people on fire left and right. Hopefully there's more of that with these dragons eating people.
in the trailer they can
Yeah,
fly
they
now.
look
They're
pretty
flying
big.
now.
They
They're
look
getting a little
pretty
bigger.
big. Yeah, they're gonna eat people. It's gonna be awesome. But the big thing at the end of Season 2, that giant zombie horde.
White Walkers.
Oh, the White Walkers over there.
Dude.
Those things.
Remember that little
pretty
pudgy
crazy.
fat guy too.
I don't know
I
where
don't know if he's
at.
gonna die or not.
Yeah, he'll die, but we're gonna see it.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're gonna see it. Moving on to PS4 though, man. PlayStation 4. You saw the controller, right?
I saw the controller. It seems interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
They removed the start and select buttons.
I'm sorry.
They took them out and replaced them with share and option buttons.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Why?
I'm sorry. This isn't my call.
I do not I completely disagree with that. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen a single controller from
Since-
Super Nintendo
Yeah.
to Xbox 360 and PS3. It's start and back or select. It's
I'm sorry.
I
I
don't
agree
wanna
with you
talk about it
100%.
anymore. What
What do
else
you
we
think
got?
about the weird touchpad thing they got going on?
I'm comparing it to the Wii U.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a little gimmick.
It's a little, yeah.
It's-
I don't know. I think it's pretty gimmicky.
It's
I
like,
don't-
oh, it's
you
a
know,
little
you can
thing. It's like,
you can
yeah,
touch
you
the
can touch
games.
stuff now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything big
Yeah.
about it.
I don't think it's that interesting. But you hear about how the hardware for this? They got
I did.
8 gigs of RAM.
That's a lot of RAM.
Yeah, that's a lot for a
Dude.
console. That's pretty crazy.
I'm interested. I mean, I'm an Xbox guy, but I'm kind of curious to see how the PS4 is going to come out.
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty good. I hope.
I hope.
But a big thing they revealed at their big reveal thing was the games that are coming out, specifically like Killzone and the new Bungie game, Destiny, basically. I'm not really a Killzone fan. The game looked pretty good from what we
the
saw,
trailer.
and I've never really been a fan of the Killzone series, but it looked awesome. It looked pretty incredible.
I'm interested in trying to play it, see how it is. I mean, I actually don't think I've played a Killzone game previously, but this one looks good.
Yeah, the last ones were okay. I mean, my opinion, but who am I?
Who are you? Exactly.
But yeah, so also on that is Destiny, Bungie's new game, their new MMO FPS game. I think it looks pretty solid. I'm pretty excited.
I mean, I know you got a better catch on the trailer and the synopsis, but I mean, it looks pretty good. No, I mean, it's gonna be hard to top Halo, but hopefully they'll get it. Hopefully they'll get it done.
I think they will with this because like the way they want to do it, they want to integrate they want a solid single player experience while having the option of just having all these people running around doing the same things you are, like the same kind of universe. And I think that's a cool idea. I think it's gonna work for this.
Like WoW with guns.
Kind of, yeah, a similar idea.
Well, just give me that. Just say yes.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
But I think the story is really cool for this. They're taking it kind of like post-apocalyptic world, after humanity has been all over the universe, and nah, everybody's dead, and now you're on this planet. Go. And I think it's a couple of planets. It seems like from what they're saying, you're gonna be able to go to Mars, you're gonna be able to go to Venus or something, planets with surfaces. But I think it's gonna be good. I think it's interesting, and it's gonna be a solid new game experience. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. And we're going to take it over to Joe Brown's Judgment, post-Oscar show. See you next time.
Hey, welcome to Joe Brown's Judgment. I'm Joe Brown, as you can tell. This is my friend, Dave Puglisi. Dave, how you doing today?
Feeling pretty good.
We're in the Oscar mood because the Oscars just happened recently. Seth MacFarlane, to me, he did a pretty good job. He had some of those iffy lines, but overall he was generally funny. I think he did well.
I mean, he was pretty good. I wasn't a huge fan of Seth. Like you said, some of his jokes were kind of corny, borderline funny, but I guess he was pretty good from what people have been saying. I mean, I wasn't a fan of him.
I thought it was pretty funny. But overall, this year this was a very strong year for movies. Very good, very big Oscar season. Most of the movies that were nominated were that late year push as they usually are, and there were 9 nominees. And this was a year that pretty much any of them could have won it.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, me and you had seen most of those movies, and I really was into all of them. But the winner being Argo, I was dead set on Argo from the start. When that trailer came out, I was pumped. I wanted to see Argo the day it came out. Nobody wanted to go with me. And then, stuff came up, and then it came on demand, and I was finally able to see it. But the moral of the story, it was still a sick movie, and I'm glad because Ben Affleck deserved to get his Oscar because after The Town, I was like, another sick movie, so he's earned it.
Yeah, it was, pretty good. Congrats to Ben Affleck. He's been, he won pretty much all the awards the whole season. But so you and I decided, since we're in the Oscar mood and, one day down the line, some of these movies might become classics, to watch a couple of other classics since we're already, feeling this mood. So each of us chose a movie. And your choice was North by Northwest. You saw the trailer. You thought it was going to be good. Yep. It stars Cary Grant as Roger Thornhill, who is the ultimate victim of circumstance.
That he is. Cary Grant plays Roger Thornhill, and what happens is he's just your everyday average businessman, and he strolls into a hotel for a meeting with some guys, and he gets mistaken for a man named George Kaplan, who doesn't exist. And anyways, what happens is he now becomes a spy, and he has to clear his name.
Right, he has to clear his name because he was, mistaken for a murderer. He grabbed the knife or whatever that was. It was just all circumstantial.
He was framed for the murder at the UN.
That's why he's clearing his name, and he runs into the beautiful temptress femme fatale, Hitchcock blonde that he always has with Ava Marie Saint, which was, her introduction to film. And, she did a great job. She was very sultry but mysterious at the same time. You knew what was going on with her, but you really didn't know what was going on with her. So
you did, but you didn't. A lot of times we're like, yeah, you know what she's doing right now. But I mean, at the same time, I was surprised that she was really a spy the whole time.
No, not even a spoiler alert for that one.
Nah, right? Dude, whatever. There's spoiler alerts all the time in this thing.
There's spoiler alerts that you see coming, but
don't even. Just learn to enjoy.
But you didn't. You had some gripes with some of the movies of how it seemed to escalate quickly or edit quickly. Sometimes.
It did. I mean, it was. It's a basic storyline. Something that we could see a lot today. But Hitchcock went at such a confusing way of putting it together. And a lot of times, me and you were sitting there like, what is going on? Because things jumped so quickly, or they edited so quickly. Even the way the movie ended, me and you looked at it like, wow. Like,
yeah, we were like, it ended like that?
It ended like that? I mean, there's so many other ways you could have ended that movie. You put a couple extra seconds in there. I mean, but what Hitchcock shot is what Hitchcock shot. He didn't have a lot to work with. In this movie, in his final editing, he only cut out 5 seconds. That's it. So what he shot is what he shot. And you know what? It was okay. It was okay. It's ranked one of the best movies of all time, and I can see why, but I can also see why it's not one of the top 10.
Right. And speaking of a top 10 movie, which was my selection, which you're going to have to own up to it, you were not feeling right away when I brought it up. I showed you a couple of trailers and you didn't feel it. Singing in the Rain, number 5 on AFI's Top 100, one of my favorite movies of all time, one of the best movies ever, and you were not feeling it, but what happened?
I love it. It's one of my favorite movies now. I can watch this over and over and over again. It was hilarious. It was awesome. It was really an original Glee. Is what you can compare it to.
It's a 1950s Glee. The songs, which were all real songs with the exception of a couple, those were actually chosen to be in the movie before the script was made, so they had to make the script around the songs, which is pretty much Glee.
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what Glee does. But I mean, these guys, and they really just put it together, and everybody was awesome. Gene Kelly plays a great character. He plays Don Lockwood, who's like an actor coming out of the silent movie era. Right. And what they need to do is, transfer over into the new song era of movies and, talkies, and it was really confusing for them at first because no one really knew how to talk and act at the same time. So they decided to sing and dance because they felt it was easier, and it was extremely well done.
Yeah, it was, one of the best movies. They had some awesome scenes with the Fit as a Fiddle when they're, dancing on stage with the hijinks.
It was hilarious.
And, his best friend, who's Donald O'Connor, played by Donald O'Connor. His name Cosmo Brown, so relation maybe. Hopefully he's like an uncle or something like that. But he's like the greatest friend you could ever ask for.
Cosmo is the man. He's hilarious. He's pretty much this guy. He's Don's best friend. He's there through thick and thin, from the start of Don to the end. And you know what? And the thing is no matter what happened, how rich and famous his friend got, and how broke Cosmo is, it didn't matter. Their friendship conquered all.
Yeah, and he's also just hilarious. He has the best lines, and like one of my favorite lines ever is he just has all these like quick-witted things. But so the lead female, Demi, who's played by Demi Reynolds, is Kathy Selden, and she starts off as a dancer who she pops out of a cake at one of Don Lockwood's parties, and Don becomes fascinated with her, but they don't know where she lives. So for the next couple of weeks, they're trying to find her, and then when they actually run into each other, Cosmo says. He says, "Oh, thank God we found you. We've been looking in every cake in town." And it's just like, we both died when we heard that.
Hilarious.
Cosmo is the best. But, I'm happy that I was right in this situation.
You were.
How, you were skeptical. But now with the title song, every time now that it's going to be raining outside, you're going to be singing.
I'll be singing in the rain.
You're going to think that song. You're going to be twirling your umbrella.
I will, until CP stops me and they look at me funny. But all I can say is this morning, and probably every morning from now on, I'm going to be singing, "Good morning, good morning." It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Back to Chris and Mark.
All right, everybody, welcome to this week's Pit Fights.
No, this is not the Pit Fights.
Why not?
It's not the Pit Fights.
You sure?
Yes, this is the arena. See, there's the graphic, the flames.
I see what you're saying.
The flames cause,
We're going to do the Pit Fights tomorrow, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get
All
the
right.
bear. We'll put the Cuban guy.
There we go. Yeah.
Cuban guy. Bear versus Cuban. It's just,
I don't know
we
who's
know the
gonna
bear's
win.
going to win, but we'll say no.
People who put money on the Cuban guy and he wins, they're gonna get a lot of money though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right.
So we're talking about a couple up-and-comings. Something that was just released was actually Assassin's Creed, the next one. It's called Black Flag, I believe.
Black Flag.
Oh, my God, Black Flag.
Blackest of the flags.
Blackest of the flags. I mean, you got to really look at it. It's a natural progression from going to pirates. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I think that since they put so much work into the boat combat in 3, it'd be a shame to just ditch it, you know, after that.
It's great, but you're horrible at it.
Oh, I'm terrible at it. It's pretty. I crashed the boat.
You crashed the
Every
boat.
time.
There's a rock.
I've never completed one of those by myself.
No,
I hated that they made me do like 4 for the story.
Yeah, exactly.
These should be optional.
They should be. But at the same time, you know, I remember getting a phone call from you at one point. He's like, yeah, I'm terrible at boats. Just terrible at boats.
I'm bad at boats, Chris.
Like, you didn't even tell me the context of the game. You were just bad at boats.
Bad at boats.
You're horrible at boats. But I really do think that this whole, you know, the pirate idea, it fits the
I think
assassin.
it's awesome. Yeah, I think
know?
it fits pretty well in. I think we need to find out like a little bit more.
Obviously. I
'Cause,
mean, they only
like,
gave the image,
Yeah,
right?
just the box art actually.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It's
First thing they're
interesting.
saying is the box art.
You never see that. No,
really.
it's a little
Box art
weird.
first.
I want to see more about it.
Yeah, I think
but
it's cool.
I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, there's
You
a
know,
lot of piratey things
yeah.
in the image. You got
I
the,
mean,
the flag,
you know,
with the skull and assassin symbol around it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's real pretty.
Yeah, that looks really pretty. I really hope, you know, I really hope there's more ship-to-ship combat, not like the cannons, but more you board ships and you attack.
Oh, probably.
I mean, if you're a
There's
pirate, it has to
probably-
be that way.
yeah.
I mean, that'd be kind of
There's
awesome.
gotta be.
It's gotta be.
Pirates.
I mean, on our next thing, I mean, that's pretty much all we can go into. We don't know a lot
Yeah,
about
there's
it.
not really much out of it.
I mean, we could talk about Ubisoft, but we've talked enough about Assassin's Creed as it is. The next idea is, the next thing that's come out is actually something you and John talked about.
Watch Dogs.
We talked about Watch Dogs. You talked about the PS4 announcements. They showed the Watch Dogs on the PS4 system.
It looks good.
Oh my god! Because I saw the thing before on PS3, it looked pretty good, but then you take it up a notch and it looked.
And it looks pretty great.
Like, I remember fading in, you know, me and my girlfriend were watching it, and then all of a sudden it fades in, and she goes, "That's the game?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, Watch Dogs is real
Whoa. Yeah, it was so pretty. And then the idea of the game was, it's just so beautiful, you know? You had the idea of the hacking. It's very weird.
I think it's awesome. My favorite thing that I saw with it, like how you can like interact with all the environments. My favorite thing by far is they make the street poles come up in the middle of the street.
Oh my god!
When the cop car just slams right into it, like flips over.
You would just do that. You wouldn't even stop cops.
No.
You'd just be like, "I'm gonna stop you.
No,
I'm gonna stop you."
Someone's speeding. Boop.
And then just pulling back.
Hysterical.
I am the darkness of the night. You just run across street buildings and all that stuff.
It'd be great. I'm gonna be
Well,
the best hacker.
that, and I mean, then all of a sudden he stops the train and gets
Oh,
on top of it and just
yeah.
goes away. I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
that's
he
awesome.
escapes. But I also liked how randomly it would just lock onto people and show you information, likelihood of
Oh,
being
yeah.
attacked and
That was
all that
super
stuff.
cool.
It was absolutely awesome. I think that the way that, you know, they're talking about how technology, it also sends a powerful message about technology.
Yeah,
and
how
I think
it's
it's
like
great.
so like integrated into everything we do.
Oh yeah,
nowadays,
and how he can
it's
take advantage of it.
Oh
and,
yeah, just
and
snap his
I also
fingers.
like the vigilante stance rather than Grand Theft Auto guy
Yeah.
that does crime. You know.
Yeah.
I think.
Vigilante's cooler.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say? Is this one of those titles? Let me give it to you this way, because it was a PS4 announcement. Let me try to put it this way. Do you think it's one of those titles that if it was specifically coming out for the PS4, would you go after it?
It really depends. If it's just that, I'd consider it.
Yeah.
But like, cause that game alone is just like
Worth it.
it's unique. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
And the ideas behind it are really really cool. And maybe.
Maybe.
I
mean,
might.
it's not the one. It's not like, obviously it's not a sequel game where you have
Yeah,
proof.
yeah.
But if it was that one, it would be a very hard consideration for me.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that
definitely a great game.
honestly would be great. You know, it's one of those
Yeah.
things that's very. Oh wait, somebody's calling me. Fantastic. Keep that going. It's fine.
Very professional.
Oh, I'm so professional, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely fantastic. Meanwhile, that was Eric to complain about the Cuban calling.
Probably.
It's Fidel Castro. He's here to kill me. Anyways, but basically, I think that Watch Dogs is a really good
Oh, it's a
segment
solid
to work
title.
with.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a solid title. The last thing that we're talking about right now,
Donkey Kong 64.
it's Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong 64.
I didn't I played a lot of it when I was younger, but I happened to walk into your room the other day
I've been playing
and
it
you
for
were
the past
playing it.
2 weeks. I've been playing it.
Yeah?
Since
So-
our last show.
Now, you played it when you were younger as well, right?
A little bit. Like one of my cousins had it, so I never really got a chance
Sure.
to play it as much as I wanted to.
Sure.
But no, I've just been going to town on the game.
Okay, you've been going to town. Now,
yeah.
do you think it holds up?
Oh, easily. The game is fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, compared to normal games today, like this game is kind of like, oh, just get all the bananas and then you can move on. Where in new games, it's kind of like more like linear and like less like you need this many things to move on.
Sure.
And it's more like you'll just go on because of story, not because, oh, you got enough bananas.
Yeah.
Like kind of like Banjo-Kazooie did that whole thing with the puzzle pieces.
Sure.
You needed enough puzzle pieces to finish the thing.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think it's pretty solid still. Like the gameplay is awesome. Like I'm having fun. I'm just
yeah.
throwing like coconuts at people.
I really love the way, when I was just watching it, it just seems very fun. And we were talking about this earlier. It really seems like, you remember Banjo-Kazooie and all those games. It's really in that style, but kind of on steroids. Like it adds
it's just
so much more.
It's just better.
Because we admitted this. Banjo-Kazooie was a hard game. Like it was. And then Donkey Kong, still hard, but they added more tools to your advantage, and it was like they added more. It makes it really enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a great game.
It's a great game. Okay, so let's go with our verdicts here across the board here. So, what are your arena feelings on Black Flag? What are you giving that?
I just finished 3, so I'm gonna go with like thumbs up. I wanna dick around and play with more assassins, even though Desmond's Desmond. Yeah. And
yeah, you doing that?
Black Flag.
Okay. Black Flag. I on the other hand, I think it's gonna be great. I think everything. I want to see more first.
That's fair.
It's fair. I loved Assassin's Creed 3. I had a problem with a lot of the glitches. It got really glitchy at parts. So I'm gonna give it a middle because I don't know where I'm going with that.
It's a little soon. Actually.
It's a little soon, but it's a judgment call of what I'm excited about. Next one, Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. I think it's pretty great. We're gonna go with thumbs up too. Thumbs up here too.
Okay, you're gonna go thumbs up. Okay, I think I'm definitely going thumbs up for things. I would buy on my hand. I would buy the PS4 for that. Definitely buy it for that. And finally, I gotta tell you, which one do you think Donkey Kong holds up today?
I'd say like in the middle.
In the middle?
Like it's a fantastic game.
Sure.
But compared to other games today, since it's kind of hard still, it might shy some gamers away. So like in the middle.
In the middle, okay.
In the middle.
All right, after just watching it, and I played a little bit in my childhood, I'd give it around the same thing.
Yeah.
It might shy it away. It's a little different than what people are used to. It was just one of your play adventure games. It's not, it's not this intricate storyline. You're a bunch of donkeys. It was basically an advertisement for Donkey Kong, more or less.
Hey, monkeys, go.
Yeah, hey, monkeys, woo! And they have instruments, which I find...
Great. It was great.
It was great.
They need instruments.
Yeah.
Monkeys need instruments.
Wait. Side mark. Which one's your favorite instrument?
Oh, that's hard. I like Donkey Kong with the bongos.
You like the bongos?
That's my favorite.
I'm sorry. I like the really big dude with the triangle because everyone has like this awesome instrument. Dude, he's got a guitar. Little girl's got a sax.
Giant buff
and he's just like, bing, and I'm just like, all right, that's pretty awesome. All right, so that's pretty much all we got to cover today, right?
Yep, that's our show for today.
That's our show for the day. Thank you for watching Last in the Scene.
Tune in next time.
Yeah.